Right now at 5 on WHAS11 News, we have a verdict and a recommended sentencing in the case of Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson.
And the death toll is rising in Texas. We've got more on that coming up in a report.
And thank you for joining us at 5. First tonight, justice for Crystal Rogers coming 10 years after her disappearance in Bardstown. Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson guilty. The jury reaching a verdict after just 4 hours. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. Here's what the jury decided. At 1:30 today, the jury finding Brooks Houck all along the murder suspect guilty of murder as being a principal or accomplice and guilty of tampering with physical evidence.
Of course, and then there's also Joseph Lawson on trial with him, one of the alleged accomplices in this case, all found guilty. Guilty of conspiracy to commit murder. Guilty of tampering with physical evidence. Now we want to join our Shay McAllister, who has been in the courtroom. She's outside of it now. Those verdicts were read today.
Yeah, moments ago, the recommended sentencing. She joins us.
Doug, Connie, we just got that verdict down here just a couple of minutes ago. Obviously, it was what the Ballard family was hoping for. It is something they have waited for 10 years, and it has been, for them, justice served. There was a lot of emotion at the end of the day. There was several people sobbing, all on the Ballard side of this case. For the Houck side, the family was stoic. They did not have much reaction at all. And ultimately, the only thing we saw was when Brooks Houck was sentenced to life in prison, Rosemary Houck stood up and walked out of the courtroom. There were some things that the prosecutor Shane Young said right at the end of the day that I think really stuck with these jurors. He said something like, no one has the right to take a life. This was premeditated murder. Brooks decided she didn't deserve to live anymore, and he killed her. He said that this family worked together to end her life, taking her from her kids, and they didn't deserve that. And today we were able to talk to one of Crystal's kids, her oldest daughter, Ashley, who told us today she feels like this was her grandpa, Tommy Ballard's mission continued.
Oh, he would be ecstatic right now. He would be crying hard. But he was like one of the main investigators at the beginning of the case. And I actually lived with my papa and my mama Sherry from the time I was little. So I got to watch him day after day practically kill himself to make sure that mom was mentioned constantly.
And for all of us who know Tommy Ballard, and there is many of us here in the media world who do know and are familiar with Tommy Ballard's work, we know this is something that he would have been very, very glad to see. We're going to turn it over now back to you guys.
All right, Shay, thank you so much for all your reporting. We'll check in with you in just a little while. Well, the small town of Bardstown, Kentucky has been living with this case as a dark cloud over their heads. Our
Isaiah Kim Martinez is there right now where people have heard about the verdict and they were expected at 5 p.m. to start gathering for a rally. What are you seeing there around the courthouse, Isaiah?
Look at how many people are lining the streets here in Bardstown, right near the old courthouse. You see just tons of pink shirts, pink signs, green, of course, for Tommy Ballard. You see a sign saying "Standing with the Ballards," and that's just one side of the street. You look on the other side, as we've seen tons of cars pour in, honking in support for the Ballard family. You see several dozen more people dressed in pink on the other side. And listen, folks here tell me they wanted to make sure that the Ballard family, when they returned to Bardstown, they knew they were supported, and they are very, very pleased with the verdict here today. I want to talk to one of the residents here. Can you first introduce yourself? What's your name?
Yes, my name is Beth Woolley.
Beth Woolley, it's good to meet you. And what does your sign say?
It's not over yet.
It seems like that's sort of been the common theme here. I saw someone else wearing a shirt that says just the beginning of justice. What's running through your mind?
This is something that our community has waited for 10 years. This is something that we've been standing beside the Ballards through every step of the way, through searching for Crystal, through the death of Tommy, watching Crystal's kids grow up. We've stood beside them, the whole way, and the justice train is just now starting to roll.
You guys wasted no time to get out here today. What does that show about this community and how much they've supported that family from the beginning?
I think the support, the honking, the signs, the balloons, the pink, that says it all right there.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And guys, we've heard a lot of that, a lot of the honking, and again, see more of that coming in here. Again, the support is clear, everyone here in this city. I want to real quick show you to a man that we introduced you to, at least lately, right? As a familiar face, he was a former lead detective on this case for a couple years with the Nelson County Sheriff's Office. His name is Jody Gilliland. I spoke to him just a couple hours ago about this verdict coming in.
We got the verdict, and we got the verdict that I think everybody was expecting, especially with all the information that was given. So, again, I don't think excited is the word, but, just hopeful that, for the family that they are closer to closure.
And again, the focus here is to make sure that the family, when they come back, that they see all this. It's been 10 years, a long time. Jody Gilliland knows as well as anybody just what this community, law enforcement even, has put into this case. And to see it end this way, there is a sense of not closure. They want to say it's not that, but a step in the right direction in their minds. Doug, Connie.
I could watch this all hour long. Isaiah, a little while ago, we saw Sherry Ballard leaving Bowling Green, Kentucky. Are they hoping that the Ballards will come by them and so they can see their support?
Doug, Connie, that is the exact thought. I mean, we're in a very central location here in Bardstown, and we actually found out from multiple sources folks are going to be here. My understanding is it is, and you can see just the jubilation here. The thought is this is no secret. I'm sure the Ballard family knows, and the thought is to make sure that they see it. Of course, Bowling Green is a bit away, but they're hoping between now and maybe about an hour from now that they will see the family and show them this demonstration and their signs as well, guys.
Hey, Isaiah, it's going to be an even bigger crowd by the time they get there. Well, thank you so much, Isaiah. We appreciate that. And new tonight, Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman reacting to that verdict, posting on social media that justice was served, saying in part, quote, "Our Commonwealth never forgot Crystal Rogers, her children and loved ones. Prosecutor Shane Young and law enforcement's dedication to justice, coupled with the tenacity of the Rogers family, is the reason for this victory."
Don't forget, our special report continues tonight as we have for every day of this coverage. You can watch it at 9 p.m., a 30-minute special report as we recap this very big day. That's on the WHAS11 Plus app. That's how you can watch it. Download that app for free, and you can watch it on your TV anytime.
All right, well, we've been getting some rain in the area today. Said earlier, it's been a mix of clouds and sun.
That's right. We see the sunshine there in Bardstown, Kentucky, and up here, sort of a different story as people are going to be dodging showers in different places. Mallory.
Hey there, Connie and Doug. Yes, we've been tracking this cluster of showers and thunderstorms that's been in western Kentucky and is continuing to track eastward here. Now, I will say some good news is if you had those outdoor plans, or for all the folks down in Bardstown, they're likely just going to be dealing with the heat and humidity as these showers do continue to dissipate as they push from west to east. Best chance for some thunderstorms staying south of our coverage area, especially south of the parkways, more so in south central Kentucky. Additional storms have been firing up around St. Louis, but these look to weekend as they continue to push off to the east later on tonight. Dew points, of course, those are high. We are still dealing with dew points well into the 60s and 70s. They're actually the lowest right now in Louisville, so we might have some drier air trying to mix in locally, but those 70-degree dew points down to the south, increasing those feel-like temperatures. In Louisville right now, we're in the upper 80s, winds coming in from the west-northwest around 9 miles per hour. We did make it up into the low 90s this afternoon. We'll stay in the 80s throughout much of the evening before dipping down into the 70s tonight. Once again, isolated shower or storm is possible, but we're really looking at a better storm chance by tomorrow. So your hometown forecast for tonight, many of us only dropping into the 70s once again, some 60s off to the north in southern Indiana. And then tomorrow, a better chance for some scattered storms. Conditions really staying, of course, seasonally hot and humid through the 7-day forecast. And we will take a full look at our extended forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you very much. The date has now been set for Misty Null's plea hearing after the judge said that he'll be reviewing her guilty plea, a story we told you about just the other day. Misty Null, pleading guilty to several counts of theft and tax evasion for her role in former Clark County, Indiana Sheriff Jamie Null's crimes, her estranged husband. Judge Larry Medlock is upset over what he heard her say in a television interview after the sentencing. Medlock now thinking about bringing her back for a full-blown trial, something that she avoided. That hearing is now set for August 12th at 10 a.m.
As far as I know, the last live rescue, unless there's new information, and I don't believe there is, was made on Friday.
The Kerrville Police Department, as you just heard, said the last person they rescued alive was Friday. More than 100 people are dead from that flash flooding. Many young girls away at summer camp on the Guadalupe River. And in the state of Texas, this is an all-hands-on-deck recovery mission. Mary Bell Gonzalez is in Kerrville, Texas, where dozens of agencies are working together.
I've never seen anything as horrific.
As search and rescue efforts in central Texas enter day 5, we're getting a clearer picture of the breadth of the devastation.
Just the magnitude is unbelievable. One of the worst that I've ever seen.
According to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, more than 20 state agencies, 1,750 personnel, and more than 975 vehicles and other assets are responding to the aftermath of the flooding. While the forecast for the area has improved, crews are still struggling against the debris and the elements.
It's extremely treacherous, time-consuming. It's dirty work.
Search operations are also taking a mental toll.
Hardest part is working through the emotions. We know that there's children missing and there's families missing.
Wellness professionals are on hand to support responders as they deal with difficult recoveries. Still, crews remain hopeful that more of the unaccounted for will be found alive.
There's always hope. I've done this long enough. I've found people 4 days later and 20 foot up in a tree.
In hard-hit Kerr County, where the majority of deaths occurred, the community continues to question the timing of state officials' response to the disaster.
It was between 4 or 5 when I got notified. Okay, but prior to that, in that 3 to 4 area, my understanding is, and we're in the process of trying to put a timeline. That's going to take a little bit of time.
In Kerrville, Texas, I'm Mary Bell Gonzalez reporting.
And there are several ways you can help Texas from here at home. The Kerr County Relief Fund has a website. It was set up by the Community Foundation of Texas Hill Country. You can donate to the Salvation Army of Kerrville. Now, for food, supplies, and shelter for those who lost their homes, the Red Cross is on the ground helping recovery. And Mercy Chefs accepts donations, by the way, and provides meals for the first responders who've been tirelessly helping survivors since Friday.